British boxer Conor Benn is dumping shots at Devin Haney. He says just when you thought he couldn't make things worse, he finds a way to do that. In a brand new interview with Fight Hub TV, Conor Benn, who is obviously an interested spectator for Chris Eubanks' fight on the undercard of Beterbiev versus Bivol. Yes, for the people who are asking, I will do for the main event a Boxingego watch party for Artur Beterbiev versus Dmitry Bivol. The fight will be on by the time you hear this. The fight will be on not too much after the release of this video, right? And for those who are asking, so I have your attention and we don't beat around the bush. I am picking Beterbiev to beat Dmitry Bivol. That's how I think it goes out and goes down. Good fight. May the best man win. Picking Beterbiev by stoppage. So Conor Benn is out there for Riyadh season, and he already had a run-in with Chris Eubank Jr. He was asked on the American side of things about what his thoughts were with Devin Haney and him and his team deciding to sue Ryan Garcia, and he did not hold back. I will let you guys listen to a snippet. The link will be in the description. Check out the full interview, but roll the clip.
That's ultimate, like, doesn't get much higher than this, pussy behavior. That in England is called mingy behavior. That is like the ultimate minge, big minge bag. That's what he is. It's like, bro, what are you doing? Like, I thought he couldn't have made situations worse for himself. Yeah. Well done, you. Well done. You actually done it. You actually done yourself no favors. Like, I'm just thinking to myself, like, who's advised you? And then you got Bill, who's trying to take the heat off of Haney, Devin, and saying, oh, thank you for letting me and my team do that. No, they shouldn't be doing that. Own it. Just own it. Just own you got your ass beat. Done. Finish. You got your ass handed to you. And it happened again.
So you pick Ryan in the rematch?
100%. Yeah. He's now shot. He's shot. And then I see the size of him at Wembley. He's just lost. His head's gone. And I don't think he'll find it.
So you guys just heard from Conor Benn himself. He said that he's a minge, some UK bruv, proper banter, and basically he said that Devin Haney, what that means in British banter is that Devin Haney is soft. Devin Haney is a PUSSY. That's what he basically said to the host. And that's his thought. He said, just when you thought things couldn't get worse for Devin Haney, they find a way to do that and make it worse. And he doesn't know who is advising Devin Haney, but he says it just looks bad. Now, off rip, you guys want my thoughts on the matter. Some people, I know what they're going to do. They're going to say, oh, but Conor Benn, he tested positive with the eggs and egg salad sandwich, whatever he got going on. That is true. He did test positive. So some people are going to say it doesn't matter what he's saying, but I digress because he's not the first person to say it. You can hold his own drug offense against him and say, oh, takes one to know one. And of course you're supporting cheating and all that type of stuff. But the reality is, just like Ego told you on the channel, Boxingego, the best in the business, and it's not even close. I told you, you will always be judged by your peers. So you can, if you want, because he failed a drug test, discount his opinion entirely. But that's like discounting, like, for example, let's say somebody's homeless, right? And this is just my train of thought. Somebody's homeless and you're doing well for yourself. You're a realtor or something, right? In the real estate. And that homeless person is telling you that this is what you should spend your money on, or you should invest in this and that. Now, some people, just like in this scenario, they'll be like, this guy's homeless. What can he offer me? because he's homeless. So they'll immediately discount what the person has to say. However, you don't know. What if this homeless dude was a billionaire and he lost everything, or he got on drugs, or went through a divorce, or loss of life of somebody he loved, or something, bereavement, and his world went spiraling down. So it doesn't mean, the point I'm making is, just because somebody is X, Y, and Z doesn't mean that you just discount everything they said, even if it makes sense. So that's my little 2 cents on it. The bottom line is, you'll always be judged by your peers, and that's what's happening. It'd be one thing if it was only Conor Benn who was saying this, but we've heard much of the same. Keyshawn Davis said the same thing. He said, Devin Haney, you are a Mitch. Tim Bradley said, Devin Haney, you look soft as Charmin toilet paper. You're soft. This is the softest ish that I've ever heard. Right? So it's not like just people who have popped dirty, Ryan Garcia and Conor Benn, who are suggesting that this move is unexplainable or it paints Devin in a bad light. And that's the reality. Keyshawn Davis hasn't failed a drug test. Chris Algieri hasn't failed a drug test. Tim Bradley didn't fail a drug test. Boxingego ain't failed a drug test. And even if you discount the opinion of a cheater like Ryan Garcia or Conor Benn, somebody who has tested positive, there's so many people saying that this is a bad look that don't do drugs or haven't failed a drug test. So that's what it is. Again, you will always be judged by your peers. And the reality is, Devin is in between a rock and a hard place, because I think the Ryan fight in and of itself was a major hit on Devin's street cred, his ability to box safely and show a high level ring IQ and defense. All of these things, the rug was pulled out from underneath you on April 20th versus Ryan Garcia. And that's what Conor Benn saying, and many others saying, listen, you got your butt kicked, just own up to it, and just go away and then come back better. That's what a lot of people are basically saying. But Devin Haney's team, they're handling it how they want to handle it. So they also have to be ready to handle the backlash and public opinion. You're suing somebody in a sport like boxing, trying to set a precedent over this particular case. You have to understand, at least me, before I make any move, I know fully what I'm getting into, right? It could be just a big purchase. It could be a relationship, whatever it is. I fully know, and I'm aware of what I'm getting myself into. I read the fine print. So I feel like Team Haney, they had to mull this over and think about it. And they would have had to know that on top of what played out physically in the Ryan Garcia fight and the other things where Devin Haney was kind of looked at in a bad light since, like fighting the guy at the OC County Fair, Tank running up on you and trying to punk you in Vegas at the Canelo fight week, etc., etc. Despite all these things, now going forth with a lawsuit after you said you're undefeated in the streets and street this and, blah, blah, blah. You're making these types of claims, and like a trash talking team, you had to have known that your image was going to take a major hit. It's like Tekashi 6ix9ine. Tekashi, you notice he's not even doing the same type of music. He's not really talking about Treyway and Bloods and this and that. He's doing more reggaeton stuff, trying to appeal to a whole different market. He's not even necessarily rapping in pure English anymore, because the jig is up. And once he caught that Fed case and started pointing people out, including members of his entourage and Shotty and all them people, then it becomes kind of hard to go back to the image you had before it was like Humpty Dumpty. Humpty Dumpty sat on the wall, had a great fall, blah, blah, blah. It's hard to put Humpty Dumpty back together again. And I think that's what you're seeing from fighters included, and trainers, former fighter like Robert Garcia and everybody else who's speaking out like, I don't really like this. But this is the Haneys. This is what they decided to do. We will see how it plays out. And I'm telling you, mark this video down. Depending on how much success or lack thereof that they have with this lawsuit is going to make it a little better or a whole lot worse. Book it. Meaning, if they lose or the case is dismissed or they don't really earn any money from doing this, it's gonna be worse. Put it that way. Let me know what you guys think. Check out the interview. Conor Benn, among the many of people who are giving Devin Haney the business for his motion to sue after that fight.